Hey everybody, just felt like rambling a bit about Larp again. I mean, it's only been less than a week since event, and I'm still buzzing a bit. Ooh, first though, check out my shirt. Isn't it adorable? I love this shirt. I call it my Larp shirt, though I didn't wear it for Larp this time, so I'm wearing it now. But it says, I might need this later. Because you know how it is, whether it's playing RPGs or LARPing, we always save our stuff till later. It's such a bad habit that every gamer seems to have. I don't know. If you're not like that, then, well, I salute you, because I'm always holding on to my potions being like, maybe I'll need this more later, as I'm sitting there with 1 HP bleeding out or whatever. Oh. But anyhow, as for things that happened at LARP, I found out from another player Saturday morning. Well, technically I found out in the kitchen first, but I couldn't act on it in game until another player told us right out Saturday morning that a player Friday night was sabotaging our mission to condense the fog that in order to set up for the fight to save the dragon the next day, because the fog is the dragon. It's a long story, but like finding out that guy betrayed us was intense. We're a very tight-knit group. We usually work together, so having people among us we can't trust is a huge blow when it comes to fighting the forces of evil and whatnot. And yeah, I'm glad that I got that conversation, because I do not want a metagame. I mean, nobody does. I've had a bad habit of doing it in the past. I'm trying to work past that and be better. Because, yeah, it's more fun when you try to play it straight. And I like to think that I've grown out of that, but old habits die hard, right? Anyway, getting back to the dragon fight. I mentioned it briefly in my earlier videos, but man, that was fun. It was an intense fight. There was one point where the dragon, pointed at me and was like, "You! Fight me!" And I was like, "Yeah, bet!" And I had no armor, so I went down in, 3 or 4 hits. It was great. But it was just kind of fun, just being because I was on my way to repair my armor, and the dragon challenged me, and I was like, you know what? I've seen this thing grow stronger when people deny its challenge. And I want to fight it one-on-one. I want to see how long I last. Turns out it wasn't very long, but still, it was great. But yeah, that's the dragon that on Friday night we were trying to condense out of the fog. And then Saturday, we finished condensing it. And there was a whole bunch of interdimensional beings there trying to stop us. The outsider, known as the Sire of Delusions, was apparently sending its friends. And it was just crazy. There were panther ghasts that also took me out. I had a couple potions that, would heal me up completely and give me full protectives. I used those, 7-8 times, roughly, in that fight. And just, it was intense. I like the occasional fight like that, but, I'd also like the occasional easy fight where I feel strong. Just a little balance, But, that said, I did have a really good time. It was a really well-planned fight. It was really interesting. And the panther ghasts were fun. I mean, there was one NPC who kept changing their species reps and coming in as different species as a panther ghast, and when a panther ghast comes in, it says I shun all non-elves, or slaughter or slaughter elves, or something like that, and then only elves can affect it, or only kin can affect it, or only whatever species it specifies. That's the only one that can affect it. And it's just such an interesting mechanic to see player groups having to group together to fight these things and overcome them when they're the only ones that can fight it. it's just, it's a fun mechanic, though I also can see the fear in people's eyes when they realize they're the only one of their species in the group. That I feel so bad for, because I'm like, shit, I'm an elf. I can't help you. I can't, like, jump in and, like, distract it, because my blows will do nothing. It's an interesting mechanic, and it's one that we don't see very often. But when it comes out, it's kind of fun. Though I can also see why, if we saw it too often, it would get a little annoying. It's like all things in LARP. Moderation and, like, knowing when to deploy it is key, and our plot team is really good at that. I've gone a bit over the 5-minute mark here for a short, so I'm not sure if I want to keep rambling or if I want to cut it here. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, so I'm going to cut it here. Y'all have a good night.